looks like last night we got our first measurable snowfall in New York. It's maybe a couple inches, but there's enough snow that I can see it stick. So that's exciting. It's pretty late in the game for that. It's the end of February. I thought I'd do a little vlog style of what I'm working on this week, which is socks. I've been feeling the sock mojo. As I've mentioned on my podcast, I'm trying to knit a pair of socks every month, and I'm a little behind already, so I'm trying to catch up. So I just finished these a couple days ago. These are my January socks. You can see the yarn. I haven't blocked them yet, but I will. I'm building up a pile of little things that need to be blocked. But it was knitted with the Yarn Addict Co.'s sock set in Coastal, which was an exclusive color to La Mercerie, the yarn store out in Washington, as part of their Year of Socks subscription. So that's that. I have a lot of yarn left over with my January pair, so I'm trying something different with February. It's before 8 a.m. still. I don't know what time it is, but no sunshine today. February is in my little project bag that my mom sewed for me. It's a map of New York. She got mostly the west side because I live on the west side. It's so cute. It's perfect size for a sock project. And I'm doing not two at a time, but both in tandem. So I've gotten this far on one, and this sock set is part of the same subscription, the Shop La Mercerie's Year of Socks. February's dyer was Woolberry. I think the colorway is called Velvet, or the sock set colorway is called Velvet. So the main color is like this nice emerald green. It's kind of got a little blue in it. And I'm doing the DRK Everyday Socks again, but doing a different kind of color blocking with the contrast color. So I've gotten further on this sock. So there's the toe, and then I'm doing a little stirrup style color block with the pink. I really like this pink. There's like little flecks of orange. Maybe you can see some there. So yeah, this sock I'm already on the leg. I just finished what I had of the mini. I split both in half for each sock. So I'm just gonna crank away with the green and see how much I can knit up of the skein. Since it's the end of February, my March sock set is supposed to be arriving soon, so I'll show you that.
5 hours later.
I have been running around this afternoon. I'm looking for a new apartment. It's snowing / sleeting / raining out, so my hair is all whatever. But I just got March's sock set from La Mercerie, so I figured I could do a little unboxing. It comes in, you know, perfect sock set size box. Ooh! Is that paisley knits? Is that how you say that? Paisley knits? My laptop just went dark. it's letting me up. It's 85 superwash merino, 15% nylon, and it's called Daybreak. This is really pretty. Wow. I mean, I love pinks and purples. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, well, I've got to finish my February one so I can cast these on. Construction going on, never-ending construction over here, I guess. I thought I would just sit and knit on this sock for a few minutes and chat. I've been really enjoying kind of cataloging some snippets from my week, vlog style, and yeah, hopefully you like it too. If anyone ever has any questions about living in New York City, hit me up. I just actually signed a new lease on a new apartment, so I'm going to be moving later this month. It happened so fast moving in New York, and yeah, anyone who lives in New York will tell you that you really can't find a new rental like no longer than maybe 2 to 4 weeks than when you want to move. Brokers and landlords, they just won't, typically they don't let you rent any further out than that. Obviously they're trying to fill their apartment unit as soon as possible, and they can usually do that, so you gotta be prepared to move fast when you're looking for a new home in New York. But I'm very excited. It's going to be more spacious, more windows, and it'll be fun to reimagine a new space. There's a lot of old school pre-war charm to the building and the apartment, so that's always fun. But yeah, I'm plugging away on my February socks, trying to catch up. It's March 2nd today. Yes, it is March 2nd. And I've been really feeling the sock mojo. If anyone has any favorite toe-up sock patterns, I would love to see those. Although now, after doing the last few pairs that I've made in a 2x2 ribbing and just knowing how well the ribbing like fits and feels, I'm kind of nervous to do a just plain stockinette sock again. I don't know. I've been pondering. I've been thinking about socks. But I also wanted to chat about some of my current whips, kind of go through a little mental list of what I'm working on right now, because I've got quite a few garments and a few things that have been put on pause the last couple months, but I've been feeling inspired to work on them again, such as my kohlrabi pullover, which is a savory knitting pattern. Amy Christoffers of Pressed Flowers fame. I'm making my version in Newtoden, and it's supposed to be DK weight, but I'm holding Newtoden double, so it's a bit thicker, or a denser fabric, I think, than what is intended, but it's turning out really pretty so far. It might be a little more on the larger fit size for me, but I really love the fabric and I think it's gonna be really soft and cozy, and I'm loving the color work pattern. I had started working on it last fall whenever the pattern came out, so I think that was like late fall last year, and almost finished the yoke color work before putting it kind of in hibernation. I had been doing so many stranded color work patterns that I think I reached a point where I was just like, I need to take a break from color work. I just wanted to do one color, only have to worry about like one strand of yarn. So I put it on pause, and I pulled it out the other night and I got really excited about it again. Again, I'm almost done. I think I have a few more rows of color work for the yoke, and then I'll split for sleeves, and then it's just plain stockinette the whole way. So I mean, there are some color work details on the cuff and on the bottom body ribbing, but I am about to run out of one of the Newtoden colors, one of the contrast colors that I'm using in Newtoden. It was one of the little charms that they sometimes send in the packages, so I just had a little bit, and I'm just about to finish it, so I don't know, I might just omit some of the other color work motifs on the cuffs and ribs and stuff. But yeah, so that is something that I'm really excited about, and I'm also trying to finish up my other Newtoden sweater, which is my last long, yeah, I think it's last long, or is it long last? I'm not sure. Maybe it's long last. The latest Albina McLaughlin pullover pattern, which is all over fisherman's rib. I pre-knit it for her, and we weren't required to finish or anything by the time she published it. We just needed to show our progress, and so I got the entire body done, and now I'm on the sleeves. I've started one sleeve, but for some reason sleeves, I don't know, there's something, I think, mental for me, just knowing that I need to keep track of the decreases. It just feels like more work than than it really is. And so sometimes, like when I'm tired in the evenings, I'm like, oh, I don't want to, you know, have the mental load of keeping track of decreases right now. I'll just work on something else that's a little bit more mindless. So I think that's been kind of preventing me from really knocking those sleeves out, but I would love to finish that sweater soon. I'm really excited to block it and see how the ribbing opens up, and I think it's gonna be really pretty. So that is that. And then also on the Nutiden front, I have a bunch of the little charms or like little bits of leftovers that I really want to use up, and I also want to make the cutting edge vest, which is another Albina McLaughlin pattern. It involves steeking, which I have not done, and I feel like a vest is a little bit more low stakes in terms of doing steeking for the first time versus a full sweater that you've spent many months on. And Anna from the Brook Willow podcast, who I will link below, is hosting a vest make-along right now. So that just started, I believe, yesterday and is going until the end of April. So I've had this vest pattern on my mind for a few months, and I love a good make-along as an excuse to start a new project. So I was thinking of doing that and kind of making it scrappy and colorful. I have a lot of like greens and blues and yellows and grays that I think could be a really cool combination in the vest, or it might just look ugly. I'm not really sure, but I think I'm gonna just go with it and see what happens, and you know, if it's ugly, then then it's ugly, and it'll just be what it is. So that's something I'd like to cast on. What else am I working on? Oh, my big cozy cardi, which is just marathon knitting if I have ever experienced it. I think I'm maybe a third of the way, maybe just over a third of the way done on the body. I haven't measured it, so I might be closer to halfway done the body, but either way, I still have a ways to go. And that has been sitting kind of on the sidelines. It's been put on the back burner, and I need to get back to it, but I want to finish some things first. But I also want to finish the big cozy cardi in the next couple of months. Like, I don't want it to linger for too long, so I should focus on it a little bit. For a while I was just had a kind of little goal of trying to do 2 body repeats a day, which worked for a while. I was really consistent with it, and the body very steadily grew, and that felt really great to see that progress on a knit that feels like it, you know, isn't really growing that fast. So maybe I should start that again. What else am I working on? What else? I think that's all my whips right now and my ideas for new cast-ons. I've been airplane. That was a loud one. And another one. I've been really curious about designing patterns. I don't know that it's like, you know, I don't know that I'll start writing patterns, but more so to just self-draft things for myself. There's a little hat that I think I want to make with a certain stitch pattern, and I am still wanting to make a color work sheep sweater after my failed test knit sheep sweater in single strand Newton last fall. That the sizing just was so off for me personally, and my gauge. I had a whole bunch of issues trying to hit gauge, and it just turned into a massively oversized mess. So I want to reimagine a colorwork yoke sweater for myself and put some sheep on it. I think that'd be cute to have for sheep and wool festivals in the fall too. Which, speaking of those, I'm very sad that I'm going to miss Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival this spring. I've heard wonderful things about it, especially from hand spinners. I have heard that it's very sheepy fleecy, so and that there's a lot of great fleeces for sale there. So I will not be able to attend this year, but hopefully next year. I am already looking forward to Vermont and New York Sheep and Wool festivals in the fall though. Okay, so here's where I'm at so far. I think I'm almost able to start the heel gusset. Yeah, I'm getting there. And then my other sock is I'm on the leg. So to recap, I just used up all of the mini skein to create this little saddle effect. The heel is in the main color. And then I'm gonna make them really tall on the leg. So, yay, cute. Also, I'm obsessed with the Sophie scarf now. I hate to admit it, but I get it. I really get why there was such a craze over this pattern. It's so cute. I just throw it on, and now I want one in like every color. So I'm gonna be using up all of my yarn scraps to be making Sophie scarves, I think. We'll see. Yeah, cute. Today is Friday. I'm finishing up some work for the week. Mayflower is sitting next to me purring very loudly, if you can hear that. I'm wearing my Alpenglow from Rhinebeck last year. I really love the weight of this sweater. I think this year I need to make more sport and like DK weight sweaters. Well, I have a fingering weight sweater that I want to make, so I guess that's kind of it. But it's just so much more easier. It's so much more easy to, does that sound right? I don't know. I find it easier to wear lighter weight yarn sweaters in the city, especially since this winter was not cold, like, at all, so there's not a huge need for like super duper warm sweaters. But yeah, I was just popping on to say that oh, hi. As I was saying, I'm wrapping up work for the week. It was a very busy week, so I'm excited for the weekend, get a little break, do some knitting. I started doing a little swatch for a hat that I'm going to draft up. I am taking the How to Design a Hat in 5 Days little mini course from Sister Mountain. I think that's just the name, Sister Mountain. She has a bunch of resources and tutorials on how to design patterns. So I thought that'd be a fun little thing to do. So I'm swatching the hat, and then next week, each day, she'll kind of like guide us through the different steps to coming up with a hat pattern. But yeah, this, you need so much attention right now. As soon as I finish up work, I am going to run over to Brooklyn General Store and buy some fabric. I'm taking an intro to sewing class at the store tomorrow, so I need to buy some supplies for it, so I am prepared. And it's a bit of a train ride to get over there, so I'm going to take my socks and probably knit my socks on the train. And yeah. Woke up. I think this is gonna be the last little bit of this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it. I just woke up and I'm ready to head out to Brooklyn General in a little bit for my sewing class. I'm going to learn how to sew and make a project bag. So I'll show you my fabric that I bought yesterday when I was there, but I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time working on this sweater. Super low contrast, which I'm really liking. It's all knitted in. Cats are about to get in a fight. So thanks for coming along with me this week. Okay, with that, I will sign off for now. Thank you for watching, and please let me know what you were up to this week in the comments.